Welcome back, guys, to Trails Through Daybreak. Well, last episode, we finished up the Chapter 4 sweep of Riverside before taking on the first 4 SPG of the day, Bounty in the Waterworks 2, heading to the Sidon District to take down the Glare Drones dwelling below. We then swept the area, leading us into our next 4 SPG.
Now, what's it say?
Looks like we got a 4 SPG. A daughter in danger. Okay, it's with Rumsfeld. Due to various reasons, I cannot reveal the details of this request here. Please forgive me. Danger is approaching my lady, and I need your help to save her. I shall explain everything in person. I'll be waiting beneath the overpass in the Sidon District. A daughter in danger. Ah, the set's still not gone. I'll check the next board. Oh, we actually have to do all of them this time? How do I get down? Her daughter is in danger. Tell me more. Yo, we got the request from a Rumsfeld. You the guy? I'm the Spriggan from Arkride Solutions. Ah, yes, thank you. It's good to put a face to the name. Your request entailed rescuing a young lady. Yes, let's get right to it. I haven't much time. The lady in question is Berzelia, daughter of the CEO of the Bank of Edith. My name is Rumsfeld, and I serve as the young Mrs. Butler and bodyguard. Oh, wow, that's one of the biggest financial institutions in Calvard. They have a watertight reputation from what I hear. They do everything by the book. A lady with class. Nice. Take notes, Ashen. Okay, so what's the situation? Right, it brings me shame to admit it, but she's been kidnapped. We don't know who the perpetrator might be. It only just happened last night. As her caretaker, I'm just... Yeah, that's serious. I was worried that's what it was. Sounds pretty dire. Did the kidnapper make any demands? Whatever information do we have to go on? Well, the young miss is a semi-permanent resident here at the hotel penthouse, you see. Her father arranged for it for her, hoping it would let her live more on her own terms than if she were at his home. But last night, the young miss slipped away for a night to herself, and she failed to return. This morning, we found a ransom note delivered to the hotel, written for the president. We have your daughter, 10 million mirror in cash. Bring the money to the exchange point, bring police or bracers, and we kill her. Indeed, some individual or group has captured her. The culprit also sent the mobile terminal Berzelia has been using. They're meticulous to a terrifying degree. That's why I turned to you. We need your help to investigate these villains. We'd also like you to accompany her father to the exchange point. Oh, I getcha. They said no police or bracers, but maybe they'll count a Spriggan as an exception. Okay, we alright taking this on now? Okay, it's +3, which is usually the indication. Something going on. We're on the case. Thank you ever so much. I knew I could count on you. So first off, can we talk to the dad? Where is he? Well, the CEO, her father rather, is often busy with his work. He's currently overseeing a project to bring orbital network coverage to rural areas in Calvard. As this involves traveling to said areas, he has no network signal out there. We've been unable to contact him. So it's not even ignorance. He's just so far out in the boonies that nobody can get a hold of him. Go figure he isn't around when his kid needs him most, though. What, did he tell her he was going out for milk or something? Harsh. Have some tact, Aaron. Yeesh, talk about bad timing. So that pretty much puts him out of the question. We've got to do this on our own, sounds like. I did observe some strange behavior that might be relevant to the case. Lately, Berzelia has been refusing a bodyguard's company when she goes out. She frequents the Tyrell district on those days. I see. We would keep a watch on her from a distance when she would go there. And we found that she had befriended this young man who, pardon my judgment, but he has the air of a ruffian about him. Could he have roped Berzelia into something shady? Well, in spite of it, their interactions were surprisingly cordial. The young man would buy her ice cream, take her to movies. By all accounts, they were simply friends. We had thought she was in good hands and that we could give her a space, but evidently not. I see. That makes me curious about the young man's background. Say, let's get to work. First up, Tyrell. Hey, how much time do we got before they offer? We do have time. By all means, take whatever time you need to investigate. The criminal specified Dirke Memoral Park as the exchange point. I'll wait you at the park's entrance. That's why we could go there. Once you complete your investigation, please rendezvous with me. Sounds like a plan. Alright gang, let's get out there and start digging for clues. Let's hit up that ice cream vendor first, see what they have to say. Understood. I'll keep tabs on the time we have left until the handover.
Time to start working.
We haven't half dealt with many kidnapping / hostage situations lately, haven't we? A very popular pastime in Calvard. Very popular.
Time to depart.
There's a new movie. Tell me what it is. Then tell me 15 more times.
One bullet can change your fate. Catch a revival show.
Oh, it's the film that won the Lion d'Or. Okay. It looks like they're re-releasing it in theaters.
Alrighty. Yeah, but they're only doing nighttime showings since it's been out for half a year now.
Guys, you didn't let me hear the title. What was it again? Oh, well, we'll hear it about a billion times most likely. There's a blue event over there.
How about some nice cold ice cream?
Hi there, I'm a private investigator working on a case with my assistants here. We're looking into a couple of people for one of our clients at the moment. Have you had a rich-looking girl stop by your store by any chance? She would have had a young guy with her, something of a delinquent. Ah, yes, I know exactly who you must be talking about. They look like the oddest pair together, so they stuck out like a sore thumb. That's great. Could you tell us more about them? Do you remember what they were talking about? What was your impression of them? Let me think. For two people who seemed about as different as you could get, they were getting along unusually well. Like they were pretty good friends. The guy looked like a bit of a rough character, but he was telling her all kinds of things about the Tyrell district. As for the girl, she seemed pretty worried about her relationship with her dad. He was being pretty sweet and trying to give her advice from what I could hear. That's interesting, so she was talking about her family. Judging by what Rumsfeld told us, it definitely sounded like she and her father weren't all that close. Maybe that's been bothering her. Could you tell us a bit more about the guy? Anything that stuck out about him? Every little detail helps. He didn't seem all that remarkable to me, so it was hard to know what to say. But he did seem surprisingly naive for a guy who otherwise looked like a troublemaker, I can tell you that much. I think I also heard him mention that his mum runs a general store over in Old Town. Did you say general store? All the people it could have been had to be him, huh? Wild. What do you mean, Mr. Arkride? Is that to say you might know the identity of the young man in question? Yes. Yeah, you could say that. Think about it. Old Town, general store, deadbeat son. There's only one guy I can think of who ticks all the boxes. Talking about Eddie, the son of the lady who runs Newbury General Store. Oh, now I get it. Must be right. I've heard rumors before that he likes to go out partying at night. We still don't know how the hell a guy like him wound up meeting such a rich girl, though. There's got to be more to this story still. We need to find more info. If you're looking for someone else to talk to, why don't you try Macmillan Cafe? I've seen the two of them talking out on the terrace before a handful of times. Someone there might know something. I see. Thank you for the information. We'll be sure to look into it. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I've seen them go to Macmillan Cafe a lot. That's about all I know, though. You're probably better off talking to the staff over there, in my opinion. Oh, but before you go, don't you guys think you should treat yourselves to some ice cream? Wolves Requiem, thank you. I promise you won't regret it.
Hello. Thanks for shopping.
I already ate your ice cream. These guys look suspicious.
Good grief.
Did you know?
The school guys here. Yeah, of course it'd be you. Hi there. I'm a private investigator working on a case with my assistants here. We're looking into a couple of people for one of our clients at the moment. You see any young rich girls hanging out with a rough around the edges guy around here recently? Doesn't have to be a big lead or nothing. Whatever you know, we'd appreciate if you shared it with us. Oh, a private investigator, huh? That's a neat job you have. You wouldn't happen to be that famous Spriggan everyone likes to talk about in these parts, would you? Spriggan? Sorry, I've got no idea what you're talking about. Not to be rude, but we're pressed for time. We know those two have been to this cafe and we're looking to find someone who can tell us more. Sorry if I offended you, just not every day I get to talk to people like you. Anyway, I definitely know who you're talking about. I've seen those two people sitting at that table over there a lot lately. They have some pretty interesting conversations. I know it's rude, but I can't help but listen in on them, you know? Maybe we ask what they've discussed in those conversations? Well, earlier the girl was asking them all sorts of things about kidnapping. Like what sort of cases have there been before? What goes into kidnapping someone? Stuff like that. He had this serious expression on his face, but she looked happy and excited for some reason. If only she thought to ask me. I'm an expert in that sort of thing. could have told her everything she wanted to know and then some. This woman appears to have some very peculiar interests. Man, this girl we're after must have been a weird idea of fun. Who goes around talking about kidnapping and shit in public, huh? But hey, we definitely know what's going on here, don't you agree? Yeah, but we still don't have enough proof yet to be sure. I don't know what you guys are going on about, but it sounds like you were able to figure something out. Glad I was able to help. Oh, one more thing. That guy seems to run with a pretty tough crowd. You better be careful if you're going to keep investigating him. What sort of people are you talking about? From what I overheard, he belongs to Desire. They're a nasty gang. Fighting, stealing, blackmailing, you name it. They've done it and more. Those people aren't above doing anything. Whatever it takes to get what they want, they'll do it without blinking an eye. I don't think that guy understands what he's gotten himself into. He seems to believe they have more honors and morals than they really do. The girl didn't seem to know any better either and just went along with what he had to say. We've talked to him before in the past. His name's Eddie, and that was more or less the impression he gave me, yeah. That makes me think they might just be using him for all he's worth if his outlook toward them is that rosy. That's what I wanted to warn you about. It's not him you need to be concerned about. It's the people he works with that could be a problem. Right, it's entirely possible Eddie's been put up to something without realizing it. Thanks for the tip. You've given us a lot to work with. Now that we know all of that, where should we go next? I think we've got a good handle of what's probably going on here. Now we just need to confirm our findings to go from there. But now we should figure out what's been going on with Eddie. Time to take a trip to Newbury in Old Town. Come back to speak to you a bit further then. Well, I guess
One bullet can change.
extorting your own father isn't a bad try.
Let's do this.
Oh, why hello.
Hey Brenda, I'm dropping by because of a job. I wanted to ask about your son. Mind telling us what your kid's been up to lately? Oh, hey Dios, should I be worried? Did that boy of mine do something? No, nothing to be alarmed about. We're looking at something and we thought to ask him a few questions. How has he been doing lately? Feel free to go into as much detail as you can, please. That's a relief, or as much as can be, really. I get no end of stress when it comes to that boy. As for how he's been lately, something does come to mind. He usually doesn't have a single mirror to his name and will constantly demand I lend him some, but he looks like he's doing well lately. Actually, he even said he'd finally pay me back all he owed. Dude could be doing a whole lot worse, but you don't look too happy about it. I know for a fact that boy doesn't have a job, not even a part-time one. The money he's been getting is coming from that gang he's a part of. And if that's not enough, they said they might promote him if he did good with his current job, if you can believe it. I think he mentioned it having to do with helping this girl he met, but I didn't really get it. Plot thickens. Must be some big shit he's up to if they're offering him authority. There's also the matter of the girl in question. At this point, I believe we can more or less piece together what his task entails. So Eddie's really up to something dangerous, isn't he? That stupid son of mine. Could you please lend him a hand? Despite everything, I'm still his mother and would hate to see him hurt. Don't even need to ask. Neighbors gotta look out for each other. I'm glad we're finally done talking to Brenda. That was a lot. We have a thing we need to report back to Mr. Rumsfeld now, don't we? Correct. Considering when the two sides are supposed to meet, the timing couldn't be better. Which means we're heading over to Dirke Memoral Park next. We'll take the time to go through all the info we gathered and come up with an action plan. Come on, mate. You're the boss. Off we go, then. I can click go to, but I'm just like, I'll just run over here. It's easier that way.
What are we waiting for?
So what else is going on here? Guess I can warp to the depths to see if there's anything out there.
Well...
I remember you guys. You helped us out with our monster problem earlier. Thanks again for all that. As you can see, we're back in business thanks to you. A few areas still need work, but they'll reopen when they're ready. Hopefully we'll see a good uptick in visitors when all's said and done. How's my car? And pick up truck is parked here. I want to see the attachment. Oh, it's so good to see you all. I gather your investigation into the culprit is finished, yes? Would you please inform me of what you found? Sure, we've more or less figured out what led to all of this. It's going to take some explaining, so we'll go one step at a time. First thing you should know is your girl's been hanging out with a local punk named Eddie. He's part of a gang known as Desire, though he hasn't really fit in with them much until now. Desire? I've heard of that group. People say they're so ruthless and cunning, even the police closely monitor their movements. It's true, yet despite all of that, it seems that Eddie's been making a fair bit of money lately. In fact, it started happening right when he and Berzelia first met. We have reason to believe these two facts are connected to each other. I think I understand what you're trying to say. Essentially, you believe this Eddie fellow is receiving payment in exchange for befriending my lady. Yeah, something like that. Considering who he hangs with, it makes sense that Desire would put him up to this. Although, it's possible that the money might actually come directly from Berzelia herself. Ah, I see. To that end, we've uncovered evidence that appears to tie all of this together. According to his mother, Eddie said something rather peculiar to her. Namely that if his so-called current assignment went well, he could be promoted to the gang's upper leadership. Considering the timing of this statement, it feels all but certain that this assignment in question must refer to the kidnapping and ransom. I see. I believe I understand the situation now. Basically, it was Eddie who committed the kidnapping, while Desire was the organization that masterminded it, correct? Yeah, but it gets shittier than that. What we've heard, your little princess was all too happy to have those goons whisk her off and hold her for ransom. She was. Checks out the more you think about it. Long story short, this whole thing is a real kidnapping, a staged kidnapping, both. It's both, then. The truth of the matter is, this kidnapping is both real and staged at the same time. I will admit, I had the faintest suspicion deep down that may indeed be the case. And let me rephrase my earlier assessment. In essence, my lady initially devised the kidnapping to be staged. However, now that Desire is involved, they're now attempting to turn it into an actual one with genuine stakes, yes? Bingo, they're only pretending to help her with her plan. But in reality, they're after a much bigger payday. Yep, that's the score. They've got a nasty reputation for a reason. If only I'd paid greater heed to my lady's loneliness. Perhaps she wouldn't have felt the need to go to such extreme lengths. I'm so sorry. I can only imagine how you must feel right now. It is what it is. We can't take back what's already happened. I think more than anything, she's trying to test her old man to see if he'll choose her over his work. Moving along, I believe the main question now is how to go about addressing the ransom itself. You do not have to respond to their demands. We can attempt to ambush them instead if you prefer. No, that's quite alright. My lady's safety is absolutely paramount. As much as I would prefer to avoid doing so, I'm fully willing to offer the money if that's what it takes. Are you sure? 10 million mira is a massive amount even for the president of a bank. Indeed it is. Nevertheless, I'm prepared to take full responsibility for such a loss. I'm certain that if my master were here, he would come to the same decision without a doubt. As you wish. Alright then, we'll play things straight with them. But keep in mind we're talking about a gang that had the guts to pull something like this in the first place. I don't think it's realistic to expect these goons to be on the up and up when it comes time to make the exchange. Best we stay flexible and see how they act. Depending on how it all goes down, we may need to shift gears. If we do, we still might be able to get the girl back without you having to fork over any mirror. No promises, but we'll see. I appreciate the consideration. It's clear how professional and thorough you all are. Regardless, we still have some time remaining before our meeting with my lady's captors is set to commence. Shall we wait here until it's time to depart for the rendezvous point? Let me give it some thought. Hate to do this to you, but do you mind if we make some preparations first before heading out? Not at all. Take all the time you need. I'll be awaiting your return. This isn't continuing the story. No, it isn't. That's why I backed out. I'm like, all of a sudden, big worry. Regardless, we still have some time remaining. No, it should be fine. It would say the story will progress. Might as well. We're all set on our end. Actually, before we go, I doubt those goons would take too kindly to all of us rolling up at once. We should keep the number of people who meet with them to a minimum. You okay if there's only me who tags along? Certainly. That sounds like a wise suggestion. Let me make a suggestion, Mr. Arkride. Why don't you pretend to be my subordinate? Never thought I'd be an under-butler. Works for me. In that case, the rest of us will remain close by so we can quickly move in should you require assistance. I'm just going to point out that Rosette's dressed for it. But whatever. That sounds like a plan. Be careful, you two. Knock 'em dead, Chief. Let's see those hostage negotiation skills of yours. Thanks, guys. Stay sharp in case things go south. Several minutes later, Van and Rumsfeld arrived at the location designated for the ransom delivery. With only moments to spare, the two came prepared, hauling an attaché case filled with mirror. And there you are. Rumsfeld, you came! Oh, my lady, I'm so relieved you're all right. Well, now, let's not count our chickens before they've hatched. We specifically asked for the girl's pops to come do the trade-off, but I sure don't see him anywhere. What's the deal? Don't tell me he's the guy next to you. I find that a little hard to swallow. Nope, the master is currently away on business in a remote region. We, as her bodyguards, have been dispatched in his stead. Sorry, I'm not the guy you're looking for. Don't worry, we still made sure to bring what you're really after. We got 10 million mirror right here. Should be enough to satisfy, yeah? Yeah, it's good enough. You did the bare minimum you were expected to, at least. Sucks to be you, though, eh, girlie? His own daughter gets nabbed and your old man just throws some cash at the problem. Can't even be bothered to show his face. Don't you think it's a little suspicious he's at work? Maybe he decided to ditch you and hang out with his girl toy instead. My father would never do any such thing. But I suppose perhaps that he doesn't love me after all. If even this failed to sway him. Berzelia. My lady, you have nothing to fear. It's true the master is ill-mannered at times, but there's nobody in all of Zemuria who loves you more than he. If you don't mind, I have a message I'd like for you to hear. Perhaps it will demonstrate how he truly feels. Is that my mobile terminal? What's it doing here? Master sent a recording to this device yesterday. Please have a listen. Is this thing on? Am I being recorded? First, I should explain that I have to take off this morning on the first train out. Since we cannot speak in person, I wanted to leave a message for you at the very least. That's my father's voice. It's really him. I am so sorry, Berzelia. I'm always so distracted with my work. I can only imagine how lonely you must feel. Your birthday is coming up soon, isn't it? I know I was away on other business trips for the past 2 birthdays and wasn't able to celebrate as I should have. But I promise you, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure I'm home in time for your birthday this year. And when I do return, I'm going to give you your present myself. Till then, it pains me that I have to leave you alone yet again. Please, try to keep your spirits up. Know that I really, truly do love you, Berzelia. My darling daughter. Father, I didn't realize you cared so much. Glad he decided to step up and show he knows how to be a dad for once. How did you manage to come across that voicemail? I'm genuinely impressed. Well, I remembered that the master asked me several days ago how to send such a message to someone. Made me wonder if perhaps it was the young lady to whom he sent it. Then when I went searching, sure enough, there it was. How could I have been such a fool? I should have doubted father and tested him like this. I'm sorry, Rumsfeld. I must confess, this whole kidnapping was planned by me. I was scared father didn't truly love me, so I... Think nothing of it, my lady. You felt the need to act. I completely understand how you must feel. Thanks, Rumsfeld. I'm okay, Eddie. You can let go of my hand now. I might not have achieved what I set out to do, but I still want to pay everyone what I can in exchange for their time. Berzelia, you don't have to do that. If you're comfortable with it, I won't stop you. Not so quick, Eddie. This dumbass sob story's over. Now the fun begins. What is the meaning of this? We had a deal. Are you breaking it? You bet your fine rich ass we are. Why take your pitiful paychecks when we could make off with that hefty ransom? And it's all thanks to our wonderful pal Eddie. We couldn't have done it without him. Not every day you meet a gullible mark who's just begging to be held hostage and robbed of her own money. You can't be serious. You tricked me, Eddie. I trusted you. No, that's not true. I only agreed to help out with your fake kidnapping, I swear. This is news to me too. And as for you two gents, don't even think about trying anything funny. Hand over the case, nice and quiet like. Make it quick, or else I can't guarantee Daddy's little girl will celebrate her birthday in one piece. You, if you put even a single scratch on Miss Berzelia, you will pay for it. And I hate being right. I had a feeling it'd go down like this. I didn't ask you to introduce yourself, but I know you're that famous Spriggan everyone always talks about. I was on the lookout for cops or braces, but I sure didn't count on meeting someone like you. That geezer there is one conniving old fart. So you know about Mr. Arkride as well, do you? I figured you to be some mere hoodlum, but it appears you're smarter than you look. A shame you wasted on such nonsense. Well, if you know who I am, then we can cut right to the chase. I took on a job and I fully intend to complete it, giving that girl back one way or another. If you want to make a deal, we can talk, but not until you hand her over first. Otherwise, I've got permission from my butler friend to send you all straight to Hades. Don't think I won't do it. Hey, hold on a minute, Jeffrey. The desire I know would never stoop to anything this low. Put the gun down before you do anything we'll all regret. Please. We'd never do something like this? Don't make me laugh. You don't know the first thing about us. Listen, I got you in the gang for one reason and one reason only. Because you made for a handy, expendable pawn. But you know what? You did good putting this rich brat up to all of this. Better than I ever expected, really. I owe you one. So I'll tell you what. You can leave our gang right now if you're so queasy about getting your hands dirty. How about it? You can't. You can't be serious, Jeffrey. Tell me you're lying. I looked up to you. I thought you were badass. Quit your sniveling already. Ah! Eddie! Anyway, getting back to business. Where were we? Oh, right. Letting the girl go free. I wouldn't push my luck if I were you. Last time I checked, you weren't in a position to be making demands of us. As far as we're concerned, this chick's just a pile of used bait. Now, you sure you want to push your luck? Ah! Very well, we shall go ahead and hand over the briefcase. All we ask is that you return the young lady to us unharmed. Yeah, you got my word. Now step forward nice and slowly. Any sudden movements and I blow her brains out. Stop right there. Leave the case on the ground and go straight back. I'll only let her go if you do. Got it. I hear you. Now comes the tricky part. There's no way he hands her over quietly. We already agreed that Rumsfeld would go in and rescue her while I held these idiots back. The question is what to do about the money. The safest thing would be to prioritize her safety and let the cash go. But that'd be 10 million mirror down the drain. Hardly chump change. On the flip side, Rumsfeld and I could trust Eddie with the case and focus on rescuing the girl. What to do? Ooh. I think Daddy Dearest would care more about his daughter than the money. So prioritizing her safety is kind of crazy. Well, it's kind of good, the obvious right choice. Trusting Eddie with the money, though? While we save her? Would that even remotely work out? Could get Eddie beaten the crap out of. So I'm guessing, like, prioritizing safety is obviously law. Don't know what trust Eddie with the money can be. Sounds very chaotic to me. I think we should just prioritize her safety over the money. Estelle, forget the money. Rescuing the girl comes first. Alright, look. We have every intention of giving you the money, just like you asked. But we need to trust you'll fill your end of the bargain. What do you say you let her go forward a bit first? What did I just tell you? You're in no position to try and boss me around. Now, are you going to do as I say or what? Fine, you made your point. Is this good enough for you? Van did as he was told and tossed the attaché case. Ah, you moron, you really did it. You're damn right I did. Now it's your turn. Hand her over now. You think after netting this much cash doing nothing, I'm just gonna let her go? I have to be stupider than you. Amazing. A few measly little threats were enough to convince you to part ways with 10 million mirror. You one of a damn kind. Be holding on to her for the time being. Better start scrounging up some more mirror for the next ransom. No! Too damn predictable. Get the mirror, boys. It's ours now. Yes, sir. Don't think I didn't see this coming, too. Right back at ya. What? My lady over here. Okay. What the hell's taking place? God, what the hell are you idiots doing? Don't blame me, boss. That old dick's stronger than he looks. Damn it, I wasn't planning on you guys putting up such of a fight. Here's a thought. How about I take the money and we call it even? Deal? Fine, much as I hate seeing you get your grubby hands on it. He's gonna hate. Later, suckers. Wait, we really let them go with the money? We didn't beat the crap out of them? That did not go as I thought at all. Where did all my friends go swooping in? Surely they're, like, staying sharp and they're beating the crap out of the gang as they try to leave. What an asshole. That leader of theirs was a crafty little prick to the end. Huh? Ow. Eddie, you were right. What, guys? You didn't stop the money? Ah, well, that escalated quickly. At least it seems like Berzelia made it out safe and sound. That's what counts. Yeah, sucks the bastard made it out with 10 million, though. Please, don't concern yourselves with that. It was a small sum to pay to ensure my lady's safety. Yeah, but we could have saved the money as well. I could have had the money. Guys, there's only one entrance to this place. There's 3 of you and 5 of them, and no one to protect. You could have taken them down. Indeed, without that money, I doubt they would have backed down otherwise. That's my take too. Managed to resolve things amicably enough. I'm so sorry I put you through that nightmare. I can't tell you how glad I am that you're okay. It's alright, Eddie. I'm just relieved you aren't too hurt. If anyone should be apologizing, it's me. I feel terrible for believing that you deceived me. It's nice to see the two of you make amends. I must emphasize, your business with us is not done. You put the young lady in danger in the first place. I wish to hear your side of the story later in order to get a full picture of what transpired. Is that alright? Yes, absolutely. I don't know how I'll ever make up for the lost money, though. Please, don't take this out on Eddie. It's my fault any of this ever happened. Well, looks like you can handle things from here. Unless you need anything else, I think we're going to bounce. Mr. Arkride, everyone, thank you again for your assistance. No words are enough to express my gratitude to you.
That's a wrap. Love to see it.
Mira deposit confirmed.
I just let those thugs get 10 million Mira. The cipher's ringing, Van. So it is. I swear I've seen this number before.
What's up, Arkride? Heard you had a bad time in Tharbad.
Not you.
Aw, what do you mean, not you? You're gonna make me cry.
Can you blame me for being wary? You people are always hovering over me and judging how I choose to handle my work. Plus, I have a sinking feeling you're only calling to bring trouble to my doorstep. Again.
Am I that easy to read? Yeah, this job's a toughie for sure. I'll cut to the chase. Would you mind coming with me to the 13th?
The 13th? Surely you don't need me to spell out what that means. You strike me as the kind of guy who dropped by there a lot. No comment. I'm curious, what business do you have there? Oh, nothing major. But it's not exactly a place I fit in, especially as of late. So I figured I'd ask if you could tag along. Come on, help a guy out, will ya? Alright, you win. You owe me one after this, though. Wanna meet up in the C3 area? Sure thing. Oh, and don't feel like you need to rush if you got other business to take care of. I can keep myself busy while I wait. So that's the famous Din the Immovable. The hell did he want? Oh, nothing much. Don't worry about it. Guess I'll head over once I've wrapped up my other work. Choosing call it a day from the travel menu will cause the main story to advance. Well, that was baffling that I let 10 million Mira slip away like that. People have said in chat for me to rewind considering I saved just before. But I always feel like I should let what I consider a mistake to roll, you know what I mean? Sure, it'll have no repercussions, but a really nasty criminal outfit has 10 million Mira to fund them now. Surely the police will be on that and the braces and whatnot. I did not expect that to be the outcome. I expected... Oh, Iron Mirror. Yay. Did I get a share? I seriously expected my guys to jump in and do something about it. When the distracting thing of putting the money on the line was done. And yet, nothing happened. Once the girl, especially when she was secure, I was just like, oh, okay, now's the time for us to fight. She's safe. She's behind us. We can protect her with shards, etc. We can go and whomp them now. And then we just let them go. What? I think we'll just let that ride, though. Baffling. I can't believe that's the outcome.
Let's be on our way.
I really can. I'm kind of... What?